Hi! Please don't mind my haircut. I cut it myself and it went terribly, but is there anything else you noticed new about me? I got my septum pierced. Oops. If you want to skip the intro and my story about why and how I got this, and you just want to see me getting my septum pierced, go to this timestamp and you will be where you want to be. Before I start, I just want to say that this is not a how-to or a Q&A or whatever about my septum piercing. I am not going to teach you how to flip it up. I'm not going to teach you how to take care of it. This is just my story of why I got it, how it felt when I got it, etc. And if you want to see a video about how to flip it up or healing tips, even though there's millions of videos like that online, I can still make one for you guys. So let me know if you'd be interested. But I'm just gonna tell you guys my story and then I'm gonna show you guys me getting it pierced. So I wanted my septum pierced for a very long time. Well, not too long actually, maybe like a year and a half-ish. It was always kind of like in the back of my mind. And a couple of months ago, I would say like 6 months ago, I started wearing a fake septum pierce because I was really intrigued of what I looked like with a septum piercing. You may have spotted it in a couple of my videos or vlogs. I didn't really wear it in any of my videos just because I was scared of judgment and I was scared of thinking people would think I'm weird and whatever. It's all in my head, I know. But I was just really scared, so I didn't really wear it much in my videos, but I would wear it quite often in real life. And I wore it for months, maybe every other day. And I really fell in love with it, but you know, a fake one is annoying. Like, I can't blow my nose without it falling out, and I can't have this one, which is the one I wanted with the two little balls. So I started debating getting my real one pierced, but there were a couple of reasons why I kept pushing it back and why I didn't want to actually get my septum pierced. I heard that a lot of people get their septum pierced wrong and it can hurt a lot if the piercer pierces it too low or through the cartilage. I heard that it hurts like a sorry, apologies for my language. And I really didn't want to have to deal with paying a lot of money for something that's pierced wrong that might hurt a lot, and I heard that it's really common and I was really terrified. So I kind of like pushed that idea away and kind of hoped that my want for a septum piercing would kind of go away. B, I was scared of people's impressions of me, specifically my parents and my family. It's not that big of a deal. People get pierced in tons of different places and get tattoos, etc. But I was really scared because it's like right on my face, and you know, I was just really scared of judgment. I wasn't too worried about what my dad would think, just because he's more the type of person to make fun of you if he doesn't like something. He doesn't really get mad at these types of things, but I was really worried about my mom because I feel like she would be a little frustrated and maybe a little disappointed even of the fact that I didn't approach her and tell her that I wanted to do this. And C, I thought that my want of getting a septum piercing would go away over time. It never did, which is why I decided to actually do it. But I was scared that, you know, in 20 years from now, I wouldn't want a septum piercing anymore, so why pay the money to get a real one if I can just wear my fake one until I don't want it anymore? But obviously restrictions come in with that. I can't wear the ones that I want, and I can't blow my nose without it falling out, and sometimes the fake one would irritate my nose just because it'd be sitting on my septum. It wouldn't have an actual hole to go through. All that to say, there were reasons why I didn't decide to just stick with the fake one. Anyway, about 6 months after starting to wear the fake one, I was like, no, you know what? I'm actually going to do this. So I saved a bit of money for it, and when my two closest friends came to London so that we could do our little Europe trip, I was like, I'm going to get it pierced sometime in these next 2 weeks. And every time I would cross a parlor, a tattoo parlor, I'd be like, well, they missed piercings. And then we'd go in and we'd ask for the price and I'd be like, oh, never mind, it's too expensive, and I would leave. It was never that expensive. I just, you know, was scared. And so I kept saying, no, like I'll just do it when I'm back in London. And there was even a piercing shop in Venice, and that would have been so cool to say that I got my septum pierced in Venice, but I was too scared. When I walked into every place that I attempted to get my septum pierced in, I never felt like it was the right fit. This level of trust of piercing my septum right was a big important point for me, and I never really felt that trust with anywhere that I walked into. So I just kept pushing it back. After my Europe travels, I went back to Canada with my 2 closest friends, back to my hometown in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Whoa, it's the most boring town you'll ever know. But anyway, I was like, I am at home. I am going to talk to my mom about it discreetly, you know, smoothly, see what she thinks about it, and if she's okay, if she gives me the go, I will get it done here in Ottawa. Give us something to do in this boring town. The weekend before I got my piercing, my mom and I were just chatting, and I was like, just ask her, Sasha. So I was like, hey mom, what do you think about piercings? Specifically septum piercings. And she's like, oh, I don't really understand why you would want to put something in the middle of your face like that, but it's whatever, like if it's your body, it's your body, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, huh. And then by then she kind of caught on and she's like, oh, are you thinking of getting any piercings? And then I was like, yeah. And she's like, is it your septum? And I was like, yeah. Initially was a little taken aback. She was like, yeah, I don't know why you would want to do that, and is it really you, Sasha, and da 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 da. A couple minutes later she came back to me and she's like, do you have a picture with a fake one in, or have you ever tried a fake one? And I was like, yeah, and I showed her a picture, and then she was really supportive and was like, oh, it actually looks really good on you. You should get it done while you're here at home, so like that I can see it. And then she began being really supportive of it, and in the upcoming days up to my piercing, she was really excited. So it all turned out well, and I'm really grateful that it wasn't that big of a deal, but my dad still doesn't know, so hopefully that goes okay. I know he's just gonna make fun of me, but still, it's better than getting, you know, what some people get when they get tattoos or piercings, so I'm thankful. Anyway, I was looking mostly at tattoo parlors again because I knew that they did, you know, piercings most of the time. So I booked an appointment at this tattoo parlor in Ottawa, Ontario, and I wasn't really feeling the right kind of energy, but there's not that much option in Ottawa, so I was like, you know what, just stick with it. They probably know how to do septum piercings. They're a registered tattoo parlor. It's going to be okay. I was trying to push my fear aside until I was on Instagram and miraculously came across Fabulous by Juliet, which is a piercer based in Ottawa, and she has her own little studio. It was really cute inside, and it was just really bright and totally my type of place that I would want to get my septum piercing. And the fact that I found a place like this in Ottawa, because I don't think you guys understand, Ottawa is not the type of place to have these types of things. Like, it's pretty bland, there's not much going on, so I was really shocked when I came across this, and I immediately DM'd her and was like, do you have availability this week? And she told me, yes, I have availability, and I was really excited. For the piercing itself, I went in with many expectations that I might get it pierced wrong, that it might hurt, that I might regret it, that I might hate it. So I was really going in for the worst. As soon as I stepped into Juliet's studio, I felt so comfortable, and there were so many bright colors, and all the jewelry is, you know, designed by her, and it felt really personal, and she was immediately really welcoming, and she was very funny, and just the type of person that you want to get a piercing from, basically. So I filled out the paperwork, which just asked me to consent to this, and then she brought me into her back room where her little piercing setup was. I sat on a bench where you would usually get piercings or tattoos done, and I was sitting like this, so I was not lying down. I know some people pierce septums lying down, but that was not the case for me. I was pierced, you know, sitting straight, legs uncrossed. She took some time to ask me what my concerns were, took the time to answer any of my questions, took the time to explain the cleaning procedure of the septum, kind of what to expect once I got it pierced. She told me not to fiddle around with it too much, and that was pretty much it, and she calmed my fears about getting my septum pierced wrong, which was good. And then came the time for the actual piercing, which you will see in the clip following this, but I will explain to you what happened. She initially put a clamp, which was honestly not that bad. She told me it would feel uncomfortable, may hurt a bit, but it was uncomfortable, yes, like I wouldn't want to have this clamp on me for more than an hour maybe, but it wasn't painful at all. And so she just drew a little line on the tip of my nose to kind of guide her, and then she took the clamp and clamped my nose and found my sweet spot, which the sweet spot, if you don't know, is where your septum is supposed to be pierced, and it is just skin. So if you take your nose and you feel the tip of your nose, you'll feel where the cartilage stops, and it'll just be skin, and that's kind of where you want it to be pierced. So she took the clamp she clamped me down, and then on the count of 3, she just poked the needle in. And when I tell you, it was painless. I didn't even feel the needle going through me, like, at all. Like, I can't even say it was painless because I didn't feel it. Like, it wasn't even like it was like a 2 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10. Like, I did not even feel the needle going through. So I can't even say there was pain because there was none. And then she just took the jewelry and she passed it through, and then she just had a hard time screwing in the other ball. She kept losing it, but she did it after maybe the 5th try, and it was good and it was all great, and we laughed about it. And yeah, and I was so relieved and I love it. It was only tender maybe for 1 or 2 days after I got it pierced, where literally it was only tender to do this or to touch the tip of my nose. After those 2 days, honestly, it didn't hurt at all, and it's been almost a week. It hasn't even been a week, and it's not painful at all anymore. The only thing that's painful is when I get like scabs from the hole and I need to like spray them and let them kind of become mushy, and then I can take them off with a Q-tip. That's the only part that kind of hurts, but apart from that, it doesn't hurt. I flipped it up the other day and it didn't hurt at all, and it was super easy to do. So all that to say, it's great. So here is me getting my septum pierced.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clamp, I'm going to clamp it down. Okay. So, actually, before I do that, I'm going to give myself a bit of a photo line. And you just started talking, you want to do your photo line where your lips were going up and down. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take this and clamp you down. This is not a fun part, but it is not going to hurt you, okay? It's just going to feel a little uncomfortable just while I'm grabbing that sweet spot, okay? Wow, you were like the easiest sweet spot. The easiest. Okay, so I'm just going to lift up your nostrils, which might feel a little uncomfortable as well, but you're doing great. Okay? Perfect. I want you to take a deep breath all the way in, and let your breath all the way out. 1, 2, 3, what was that?
Oh, I didn't even feel that. Good. That was so weird. I literally didn't feel anything.
So now if you want to get a photo with a video camera of that. And I'm just going to run your jewelry through. Just going to feel a shift of pressure. You did great.
Wait, that was like...
I know.
Wow. I really built that up with my brain.
Yep. Everybody does. I say I tell everybody trust it, and it's fucking adorable.
Does it look good?
Like it's like...
I'm so excited for you.
That was so easy.
Yeah.
That was really odd.
You okay though?
Yeah.
So now all I gotta do is put this like annoying bead on.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay, take
bear
it
with
out.
me. Perfect. So now I'm gonna tighten the other one. Oh, it looks so good. Okay. So now I'm gonna clean it off.
Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions regarding anything, my septum piercing, or anything else that's related to me or my channel. I will answer as best as I can. And if you guys want a video about my septum, about how I take care of it, etc., let me know and I can also do that for you. But that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. Kisses. Bye.